right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Hockomock Film Festival Awards Day. My name's Jason Daniels, Executive Director at Easton Community Access Television, and we're the organization that has put on the film festival this year. Before we begin, I'd like to give out some thank yous. I'd like to thank Oaks Ames Memorial Hall for the use of the space tonight. And I'd also like to thank the Mass Cultural Council, in particular the local cultural councils who have provided us grants for this event. That is the Easton Cultural Council, the Attleboro Cultural Council, the Franklin Cultural Council, the Canton Cultural Council, the Norfolk Cultural Council, the Rentham Cultural Council, the North Attleboro Cultural Council, and the Plainville Cultural Council. We also have sponsors to thank, Connolly Insurance and Integrated Solutions Group of Norwood, Massachusetts. I'd also like to give a shout out to Joseph Angelis, who designed our new logo for this year. And I'd also like to thank Jonathan Blake, who will be here tonight taking photos and doing the videography work. The Hockomock Film Festival is a project of ECAT, Easton Community Access Television. As the Community Media Center in Easton, we actually inherited the project in 2017. From 2002 through 2017, a small group that had been running the festival on an ad hoc basis, and it began originally as the Easton Film Festival. This group was led by Bill Ames and a dedicated group of teachers, filmmakers, and film aficionados, including keynote speaker Kevin Friend, who you will hopefully be hearing from shortly. Before we do that, though, I'd like to introduce Kim Pincus. She's the Director of Community Media at ECAT and the Festival Coordinator for the Hockomock Film Festival. So she's going to give you a sense of what happened this year, the process we went through, and where things are headed in the future. So give it up for Kim Pincus.
Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I'm thrilled we had such excellent submissions this year for the Hockomock Film Festival. As many of you know, the Hockomock Film Festival is open to high school students residing in the Hockomock League school towns. These include Attleboro, Canton, Easton, Foxborough, Franklin, Mansfield, Milford, Norfolk, North Attleboro, Plainville, Stoughton, Taunton, and Rentham. We received 51 total submissions this year from 7 schools, so that's a significant amount of competition, and I would like to wish a hearty congratulations to all the students who rose to the occasion and won, as well as all the students who put in the hard work and effort it takes to make a film. As Jason said, this is the first year ECAT is officially running the festival. We've been involved in a more limited fashion in the past, and it's been a great journey for us. We've loved interacting with all the media teachers from the various schools and getting to know a little about your programs. And I would like to thank each teacher who took the time to meet with me and Jason and let us talk them into having their students enter. So those teachers are Heather Moreau from Franklin, Steve Souza from Oliver Ames, Stephen Jocks from Taunton, Ed McDonough from Canton, Kevin Bichette from Stoughton, Jim Callahan from Foxborough, and Catherine Brown from the Southeastern Regional Vocational Technical High School. We have 3 judges this year, all of whom work in media production, and 2, Pat Leonard and Jonathan Cortizo, who were past winners of the Hockomock Film Festival. I'd like to thank them and encourage you to read a little bit about them in the program. This is also the first year that we had our entries submitted through Film Freeway, and that website, one of the great things about it is it allowed the judges to critique the videos from anywhere at any time. So I do have those critiques from the judges, and I'll provide them to your teachers so that you can access them and have a chance to hear all the positive feedback as well as the constructive criticism. One of the great aspects about the Hockomock Film Festival is that it's as much a learning tool as a competition. Each year we have the opportunity to teach a 4-week video production workshop for emerging high school film and video students. The 4-week course covers pre-production, production, post, and distribution. These workshops have proven very successful for students interested in film and video production, and most of the participants have moved on to college curriculum in related fields. The workshops have created an energetic environment where students are encouraged to ask questions, discuss their projects, and get involved. And I'm going to have Jason come back on so we can get started with our honorable mentions.
All right, so we're okay in the back? Actually, we're gonna show some honorable mentions. So the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna show the film. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the film. Then we're gonna show the film, and if the filmmaker is here tonight, you can come forward and receive your award. And then if you want to step to the side and take a couple photos, certainly you can do that. And then after the honorable mentions, Kevin is here, and he has some words before we get to the 3 primary categories, okay? So the first film that we're going to look at here is One Shot from Evan Hamlin from Oliver Ames High School. I think what we really liked about this film was the creativity that was worked into creating a film in just one shot. It was a very intriguing premise, and clearly there was a lot of coordination going on between all the different actors and the people behind the camera as well. So why don't we turn down the lights and we'll roll One Shot.
Who the hell are you guys?
Warlock.
I'm Chefs.
We just got called in to investigate this.
We're not used to working with private investigators. They usually come after we're done.
Not this time. I just talked to the police chief. He said we can look the stuff over right now.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But, really? Okay, fine. I guess they're allowed to be here.
All right, just stay out of our way.
The victim wasn't noticed by the murderer until it was too late, it seems.
They die facing a computer. Maybe they were wearing a headphone.
There's not much we can get from a scene like this. No murder weapon, no real place for fingerprints.
We should check around a little bit, though.
Bam! Just like that. And then they came in and pulled the headphones out?
That's my working theory. Let's get closer into it.
I'll take a look at this computer.
Okay.
Gum under the desk. Probably the victims, but it wouldn't hurt to check for DNA. Hey, we've got gum under the desk. Do you guys want to run a DNA test on it?
Yeah, there's been gum at every single unsolved crime that there's been lately. It's kind of a curse.
Your partner's been chewing a lot of gum, huh?
Yeah, but she'd never.
Okay. The next film under honorable mention is Licensed to Lose. This is Demi Ceramides, Lindsay Lavery, and Peter Radier from Franklin. I think with this program, we really like the visual storytelling elements, the shot composition, and personally, from my experience, it's a totally relatable premise to the film. So why don't we go ahead and check out License to Lose.
say we can do better. Lay out the rules that we can't break. They wanna sit and watch you wither. Their legacy's too hard to take. Oh, we set our dreams to carry on. If they don't fly, we will run. Now we push right past to find out. Oh, how to win what they all lost. Oh, 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 we know now we want more. Oh, oh, the life we're fighting for.
All right, under honorable mention, the third one we have here is the Arboretum Massacre 2 from Jared Dodds, Ahmed Mohammed, and Ryan Proul from Foxborough. You know, this film builds with the tension. Again, the judges like the shot composition and how it gives way to a very sort of unsettling sort of feeling. So this is not for the squeamish, but you know, check it out. All right.
Hey, Jared, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. I was wondering if you want to do a little project with me.
Depends. What is it?
Have you heard about the disappearances in the Arboretum in the past few years?
Yeah. What about them?
Well, I've been obsessed with them for some time now, and I really want to know what's causing them.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to be kidnapped or murdered.
Hey, come on, it'll be so fun.
I'm tempted, but think of the danger.
Danger? What danger? The people are probably lost in the woods, if anything.
Yes, they've been lost in the woods for over 10 years. The woods aren't even that big, Ryan.
Hey, man, you never know.
Whatever, man. I'll think about it.
Alright, dude, sweet. Talk to me about it later in class.
You know you have to get plates, you have to get sauce, that possibly. I think it's macaroni and cheese.
No, have you thought about the decision yet?
Yeah. I'll go.
And we found some
Alright.
stealing tape.
Nice, dude, I already have all the equipment ready.
What would have happened if I said no?
Well, that wouldn't be fun, because Mr. Callahan is already having a field trip going there in a couple of days.
Really? How convenient.
Yeah, right?
Let's go do some research.
Research is boring, but whatever.
I think I'm gonna go over there.
Okay, alright.
Bye. I was so confused. So now we just...
You ready for it today, Jared?
not sure. I'm not really sure about this, Ryan, but I trust you.
Alright. That's good to hear. I think I'll just play on my phone.
Listen to music.
Hey, you ready, man? There's no turning back now.
Yeah, let's do this.
Alright.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Bro, we'll be fine. I've been here so many times. Hey, this place looks like a good place to set up. Awesome. Dude, where'd he go? Dude, you were right. We need to get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Let's get the heck out of here. Let's go. Let's go. What did we just come across?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you have no idea.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Dude, one of us needs to go get our stuff back.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
Fine. I guess if you're not man enough. Dude, I heard it. We need to get out now. Let's go. Fine. So glad we're done with that field trip.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So I'd like to take this time to introduce Kevin Friend. Kevin has been a great help to the Hockomock Film Festival for many years, including teaching the Emerging Filmmakers Workshop, and some of you guys who took the workshop may recognize him. Kevin is a graduate of Providence College and also attended the Mass College of Art and Emerson College for postgraduate study. His first gig was as a video coordinator for the Boston Bruins, and he went on to design and build the control room and produce the show for the new Boston Garden, before moving on to similar roles with the New England Patriots. In 1998, he started Golfing the World, a travel television series that highlights golf around the planet, and in 2002 created a similar broadcast for the ski and ride culture called The Mountain Report. Both programs are still in production today. Other works include short documentaries on PTSD, After the Bugles, the opioid crisis, Learn to Cope, and full features, The Kings of Cape Cod, and the award-winning for the Equus Film Festival and Rhode Island International Film Festival documentary about Newport International Polo called Sacred Ground. Current projects include a new documentary called Borderland about the life of Blanche Ames and the women's suffrage movement. And with no further ado, here's Kevin Friend.
All right. I didn't really prepare a speech because that's not really what I do, but I do have some notes. But I just wanted to talk to you as filmmakers, coming from the perspective of myself when I first started this little path. So I want to say first, congratulations to everybody here, not just the winners, but anybody who participates in this this beautiful thing that we do. It can be very rewarding, and but you don't really, as I tell people who look at what we do and they think it's a wonderful, sexy thing, and but it really takes a lot of work, and that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. So this is good. You're taking this this first step to down this path that might wind up being a career for you. And a career in this business can be a lot of different things. It can be, producer, director, acting, writing. So even though today you might be a cameraman or a producer or director, there's so many opportunities and so many positions in this business that you might wind up at. And you should embrace it. Don't think that just because whatever age you are today, if you're 18 or 16 or whatever, there's going to be a lot of different twists and turns on this. As you head down this path, you're going to meet some people that are going to put you in the right direction. And you're going to meet some other people that you should probably avoid. So that's really something that is very important. Also, you're going to be supported by people. So, for example, the people that run the Hockomock Film Festival, Jason and Kim and Bill Ames and some of the other people that have been involved with it over the years. There's a gentleman, I don't know if he's here tonight, is Ed McDonough here? But there's some people also in your high schools, the gentleman I was referring to, if anybody here from Canton. People like Ed McDonough, teachers who actually really care about you, and they're not just checking in every day. So those are the kind of people that you don't take them for granted. When you meet people like that, those are people that you want to have involved in your projects. So that's very important. The other thing is this: to make a good film, to make a good documentary, a good project, it takes work. Okay, so it doesn't just happen. So the best projects, and even though we're talking about filmmaking tonight, I could be talking about any vocation that you might wind up in. Everything that is good takes work. It doesn't fall out of the sky and just become a good project. So that means long nights and hard work and sacrifice and being organized and basically a lot of the traits that it takes for anybody to be successful. So be prepared to work in this business. If you have an idea, it has to go on paper. You got to take, as I said to some of the people who have taken the workshop, you got to take pen to paper. You got to start with an idea and an outline and a script. And every shortcut you take along the way is going to make your project not as good as it can be. All right? So don't be afraid to work. Just like anything you do in life, you're going to have to put long hours and work into it. Okay? Another thing is, don't be afraid to collaborate. So a lot of people, especially in the early stages, they might want to do a little bit too much on their own. So it's good to find a team that you can work with. So I think collaboration is very important. Okay, somebody who might be good on audio. Okay, so, audio is a key thing early on. Okay, so a lot of people can take good video, but not everybody takes good audio. So you want to find good teammates to help you along on as you put your project together. And that means people that care about your project, people who respect you and your project, and that's really important. Okay, so if you're out to make a film or a project or whatever, you don't necessarily want to choose your friends to be the people that you collaborate with. Could be, but not necessarily. Okay, you want to find people that are interested in filmmaking, people who have a little respect for you, people who respect your project, and people who are going to be committed to see your project through from the beginning to end. Because as you probably have already figured out, a lot of projects struggle early on out of the gate. You get to that point where that great idea you had isn't so great anymore, and people start dropping out, okay? But if you did your work and you had a good script and you chose people that were committed from beginning to end, there was nothing like that feeling at the end of a project when the project did come out good because you put the work into it. You chose some good teammates to be with you till the end. And you wind up at a film festival like this and for a moment like this. And that feels good for a filmmaker, okay? It also fuels a little fire, a little flame, okay, to this path that you're taking, okay? You get bitten by it, you want to get on to the next project, okay? So let me just look at my notes. Yeah, don't be pretentious. There's enough of that in the business. Avoid bad people. There's a lot of them in the business, okay? Let me just talk about your art, okay? So I think you are artists in a certain way, right? I think being an artist in today's world, a little bit under attack. So I think it's important to make a message. It's important that you feel strongly about your work. Your work can change people's attitudes. Your work can affect the way that people look at the world that we live in. It may be, there may be a subject like a documentary or even a feature or a short. There could be something that you're trying to say, right? That's why you start this thing in the first place. So that's important. It's very important. Don't underestimate the power and influence that you can have with your project, and therefore take it very seriously. Put together a good team and work hard. That's all I got. All right?
All right, thank you, Kevin. So we're going to start with the winners for our PSAs. And so in third place, we have Don't Cheat Yourself. And so congratulations to director and producer Laura Noon, as well as actors Ryan White and Braden Waterman. Don't Cheat Yourself is a really fun PSA, and it gets its message across in a simple, lighthearted manner. So in second place, we have a PSA called Pay Attention. And so we'd like to congratulate director Charlie Hansberry and actors Kyle Cohen and Connor Leno. Pay Attention is a very comedic take on a serious issue, the issue of distracted driving. So I hope you guys enjoy.
We finna crash.
Drop my food.
Why were you eating?
I was hungry. Why were you on your phone?
Bro, the streaks.
Well,
We just gotta let this commence. Bro, the streaks.
All right, and in first place, we have Save the Arts. So congratulations to Gwen Rodriguez. And Save the Arts is pretty impressive in its production value. So hope you guys enjoy.
Every year, the amount of funding for the performing arts in schools continues to decrease. These students all have a dream, and they all share a passion for the same thing. They are all wishing and hoping for a future where they get to do what they love. Their goal is to be successful in the performing arts. What makes them different from everyone else? Why aren't their dreams valued just as others? Why is everyone giving up on these individuals? So we ask, what has the performing arts given them?
Identity, love,
passion, family, friendships,
confidence, courage,
inspiration,
home.
Save the arts!
All right, so now we're going to present our documentary category. So in third place, I'd like to congratulate Haley Hebert for her documentary, Women in Film. And I'd like to introduce it by quoting something our judge, Pat Leonard, said. And he said this film had a nice use of found footage, imagery, and voiceover, good editing, keeping the visuals moving and different. I learned a few things about women filmmakers that I didn't know.
it's also a question of power and access to power. And since a lot of the producers are the ones with the money, and most of those are men, that speaks to a different thing on a social level as far as men having more money than women. Anyways, because men are running the show, they tend to buddy up and have their friends take care of it, which are usually guy friends that are in the behind the scenes. I think women are behind the scenes, they just aren't in positions of direction, of production, as much as men are. I think that's changing and will change in the next 5-10 years, I hope so. But it's always been a man's game, I guess, if you will, and that hasn't changed too much over time.
I do think it does have something to do with the history of Hollywood in itself, in the Hollywood system. It's definitely a more complex issue than some people would like it to be, in my opinion, and it's one that should change, but it's also one that's going to be extremely hard to change it in a snap.
So I'm an instructor at a local technical college, so when I first heard about this question, I thought of that experience. And currently, at the college that I'm teaching at, the enrollment of students coming in is predominantly male. And so that makes me think that something is happening at a young age, at the high school level or even younger, that is somehow not getting women to the college in the first place. And I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's a level of encouragement or there's just a gravitation towards certain industries.
And I think, like so many roles in society, we just haven't kind of broken into it yet. There's so many positions where when you hear it, you automatically assume it's a male. So like when I say surgeon or fireman or something like that, you don't typically think of a woman. And I think a lot of that falls into the film field too. So when you picture someone calling action, unfortunately not many people are picturing a woman, so it makes it that much harder to break in.
The first female director ever was Alice Skye Blaché. She was born in 1873. She was a secretary at a photography company. One day, she asked her boss if she could use his motion picture camera. Her first movie was The Cabbage Fairy, made in 1896. This film depicted a woman who grew children out of cabbage. It was inspired by a French folktale. Blaché kept making movies. She then started to introduce innovations concerning techniques such as double exposure, masks, running the film backwards for a variety of other special effects. She worked hard on other groundbreaking special effects as well. She worked in the very beginning stages of Hollywood. Blaché later on had the pleasure to work with Charlie Chaplin in the earlier days of his career. Blaché has made over 700 films in her 24-year career. Once the Great Depression hit hard, the role of women began to phase out, and so did the need for female directors and other production companies. Hollywood started to work as an actual business, where banks invested money into bigger films for an audience to watch. At that time, women weren't thought of powerful figures to be a part of the film industry anymore, thus erasing Blaché and all her work. This is a major reason why the stats are so low, even now in the 21st century.
Movies are all about money. Here's how it works. Men and women are mixed through into a list. That list is being determined by a producer on who to hire to direct a movie. The producer takes in account the genre of the film being made in the budget. It is stereotypical that women direct and produce movies more on the romance, romantic comedy side, while men direct and produce more action and comic book movies. Those action movies and comic movies have stunts, car chases, explosions, A-list actors, making that impressive to the producer. Seeing that budget can be managed better than a woman. Women are not likely to make a box office hit like men. More women stick to independent films. Until Patty Jenkins directed live-action comic book franchise Wonder Woman just last year. She holds the record for having the highest budget ever given to a woman filmmaker. She also holds the record for highest domestic opening for a female director. Wonder Woman made over $821.9 million at the box office, outranking Sam Taylor Johnson's 50 Shades of Grey. Catherine Hardwicke's Twilight. She also outranked popular animated films on opening releases such as Frozen and Brave.
Not having women behind the scenes has been a recurring theme in pop culture. Last year, 1% of top-grossing films employed 10 or more women in key behind-the-scenes roles, while 70% of films employed 10 or more men. By role, women accounted for 11% of directors, 11% of writers, 19% of executive producers, 25% of producers, 16% of editors, and 4% of cinematographers. The study also found that only 3% of composers working on the top 250 films were women. If more women were hired to direct, write, or produce, there would be more lead actresses to be positive role models for young girls and boys. Another huge reason why we don't see women doing key roles behind the scenes is because of something more darker.
On October 5th of 2017, actress Ashley Judd spoke out about former movie producer Harvey Weinstein. Not long after more women stepped up and accused Weinstein of sexual harassment and assault. The number of women who accused Weinstein used to be 57. Now it's currently 84 women who have been victimized. But not just Weinstein who has been accused, actors and directors such as Ben Affleck, Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Spacey, James Franco, Woody Allen, and Roman Polanski, and the list still grows. Unfortunately, this isn't a surprise. This is what has shaped Hollywood in the early years. Louis B. Mayer is one of the most notorious predators. He co-founded Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios in 1924. He is known for sexually harassing actresses such as Jean Howard, young Julie Garland, Marilyn Monroe, and so many others. Just recently, actress Tippi Hedren came out and spoke against film director Alfred Hitchcock while on set of the suspense classic The Birds. Hitchcock sexually assaulted her. Not only is sexual misconduct torture enough, but at the same time, and still now, directors would weight shame actresses on their looks, making them develop eating disorders and body dysmorphia and getting addicted to drugs just to get a part. Studies have shown that some women don't want to work in the film industry anymore because they fear that any form of sexual misconduct will happen to them. This is preventing women to be a part of the film industry in any way, shape, or form.
After the sexual assault allegations have come out, a movement called Time's Up has taken over. This movement has encouraged women of all races, sexual orientation, age to speak up. There is a large amount of female writers, editors, directors, composers, producers speaking up too. This movement isn't just for allegations, but it exposes the pay gap, work positions, and legal actions. Other movements have taken action as well, such as Me Too, Time Magazine, It's On Us, and so many others.
So next we'll be seeing the making of the Arboretum Massacre 2. So you guys saw the film, and now you're going to see what's behind the scenes. So I'd like to congratulate Jared Dodds, Ahmed Mohammed, and Ryan Proulx. And here we go.
In October of 2017, 3 kids made a short film called
What was your initial reaction to Arboretum Massacre
My
2?
initial reaction to the film, I was stunned, I was impressed, I was shocked, and I was a little spooked.
I was laughing pretty hard, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't scared at all.
I did. I thought it was scary and suspenseful.
Hi, I'm the director of the Arboretum Massacre. This movie's goal was to showcase that the Arboretum was actually a scary and haunted place, even though it was just a figment of our imaginations. We made a movie like this multiple years ago, and the goal of the movie was to try and scare people, but the fail was attempted, so we decided we needed to go for a second round, make it much more scary and much more appealing to the public's eye. This movie was only possible thanks to Mr. Callahan's trip to the Arboretum. Without it, we could have done it. When we first heard of this trip to the Arboretum, we seized our opportunity. We thought, this is amazing. We're gonna use it. And we did.
How was the trip to Arboretum?
This year's group did a nice job. We had 2 classes going at the same time. That was the first time we did that, the introduction class and the advanced class. But they seemed to find enough space and to do their work. And the kids had a good time making the films. Some people realized afterwards that, you have to make more than what you have. But that's part of the learning process of making a short film.
How excited were you in making a horror movie?
I took this class last year, so we made a horror movie last year, and so it was really fun, so I was really excited to do the second time this year.
How long have you been doing this special trip to Arboretum?
Let me see now. I had this class for 5 years. I think we started it 4 years ago. And the Arboretum, I used to live over in Rosendale and used to walk the dog a lot. So I had ideas of where to go and where to shoot. I always thought it would be a neat place to do that. There's plenty of different spots as far as different scenes you could use, whether you want an intense look with, with shadows and shade, with large rocks and ravines, if you will. And then you have the open spaces by the pine trees where you can have more light in your shots if you want to. So I think it brings a good diversity of backdrops, and even some kids go up on top of the summits and take a look at the city from there, and that's a good shot too. So it gives enough breadth there for the kids to work with and try different spaces to work with as well.
Personally, my field trip there, it's my 3rd time going. It's good. I always film in the same spot because my spot's the creepiest. And yeah, it's good. It's good to get out in nature, and it helps build a very spooky and ominous kind of vibe for your horror movie. So I think the Arboretum's a great place to go. But with horror movies, the whole movie doesn't have to be focused on the Arboretum.
Are you going to be continuing this tradition of going to Arboretum?
Yeah, as long as we get kids signed up for classes, we'll keep going. This is a nice time in the fall as well. I also realized, though, with my introduction kids, it's probably best to kind of shorten the, not the trip, but the focus on what they're supposed to be doing on 3 good scenes, if you will. So I think sometimes we get confused by going from point A to point B too quickly. So step by step. So rather than try to do 4 or 5 scenes, just have them do 3 scenes. Typically telling a story, setting up a scene, having a conflict, and then resolving it somehow. I think I'll shoot for that next year for the intro class. The advanced group is a little bit better at creating the stories or continuing what they've done before. And it's nice to see that they've kind of getting into the sequel mode of things too as well. So we've seen that happen.
Hi. So this is where we filmed the opening scene with Jared and I. This really set the stage for our characters to appear in the film.
With this opening scene, we were able to establish some character for the audience to attach themselves to. How did you film the projector scene?
Well, we use influence from movies that involve technology nowadays, and we kind of put together this scene with our limited options of a studio, but we are blessed to have a really nice one from Mr. Callahan. So we filmed this scene by progressively moving the character towards the camera and making it appear as he popped up through the camera into the screen and out into the studio. But in actual reality, he just popped out from behind the TV that was almost perfectly placed to make him concealed. But I think the scene was good in terms of CG and all this stuff, but it could have been better. Everything can be better.
Oh, my favorite part, 100%, was just going to the Arboretum and, skipping school.
The climax, because it's a series of scenes that starts with the projector scene and ends with Ryan basically being grabbed through the door at the end of the movie and is killed off screen. That's really my favorite part.
Let's talk about my character. The clown was meant to be a scary figure made up to really capture the imaginations of people and scare them at the same time. And knowing that people are afraid of clowns, I thought this pick was good for a good antagonistic role. And I think the clown really doesn't belong in an arboretum, but it works. It's scary. It's effective. So we went with it.
What did you think of the clown?
I personally am terrified of clowns, and that clown was quite scary, so I thought it was pretty scary.
What ideas would you implement in the movie?
A better opening scene. I hate it. I had another idea to go with that, and unfortunately we may not see that come to light. I would make the middle a bit better, paced, smoother. Maybe even get rid of the whole arboretum thing itself and just have it set in a school.
I think the cut between the Arboretum and the next day could be improved because it really just goes from the Arboretum right to the next day with no transition in between.
How would you change the movie?
To change the movie, I would add more special effects, add more scenes that were missing from the original clips that we could have had, but were limited due to time and effort, if you could say. And I'd say makeup and cosmetics is a big part that was missing, because the clown was lacking quite a bit. My role was just a mask and a costume thrown into a movie and expected to be scary, which doesn't very much work nowadays. You need to have something bigger, something scarier. And we could definitely pull it off as a group. We have an amazing crew, amazing everything. We could definitely pull this off.
How did you feel about your cameo in this film?
I could have done a better job, I think, in the film. I was trying to be the crotchety old man that would kind of, give the kids a hard time. So I couldn't quite find my character. But I tried my best as we could do there, and so hopefully it works for you guys.
So we thought our movie was pretty good, but there's always something we can improve upon. So that's why we're announcing a remake, with new edits, better sound effects, and hopefully implement some new shots and scenes.
All right, sorry about that. Well, the one you got a sneak peek of, I'll introduce now. So in first place for documentaries, we have Sal's and Mal's. And this is a sort of peek behind the scenes at a local business and what it's like to be a delivery driver.
And everything in life you have to love what you're doing, right? That's what makes it the best. That's it.
Ready for this? So for Callahan's film class, we're making a documentary on 1,000 Miles right now. So, my name is James Silvera. I am the star of the documentary along with Uncle Christo, aka Chris Paultopoulos. I'm 18 years old, I'm a senior in high school, and I am the delivery expert at 1,000 Miles Pizzeria. So it's been a little less than a year. I started there early April last year after I quit my other job at Monkey Sports in Norwood because that place was terrible. But yeah, I've been working there ever since, at least twice a week, and I love it. Great place to be.
Okay. Yesterday from 4:45 to like 7 o'clock, I don't know what happened.
It was just
Monday, Tuesday was dead, right? Yesterday it was like, whoever didn't call Monday, Tuesday,
call on Wednesday.
Yesterday, yeah.
How many deliveries did you take?
No, deliveries, I wasn't a lot, but I was busy.
Oh, is he in the store?
Yeah.
So I'll sit in the store and wait for one to come in, obviously, because you can't deliver anything if it doesn't exist.
She told me to come up and I got
So while waiting for our deliveries, we make boxes.
Chris Paultopoulos. We purchased the business in 2001, approximately 17 years ago. The place has been in business for almost 20 years. Our main purpose is to serve the community. It's been our pleasure being over here.
What are you doing? Oh man, supposed to be here. Oh yeah, don't turn around. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Yeesh. That's a scary picture.
Yes, sir.
Bye, Dave. Have a good night.
Take care, Dave. That's it. So right now we're learning how to make a pizza. A beautiful 1,000 Miles pizza.
How we're making the pizza. First step is we have to make the dough. We're taking the water and flour and the yeast. It's been mixed for about 15-20 minutes. When this mix is made, when the dough has been made, it's been put on the table, it's been weighed and cut in portions. We portion, the entire amount that we made. It's been placed on the trays. After it's been placed on the trays, it's ready to be used. We'll go through the process of stretching it out. And after it's been stretched out, it's been placed on the board, making it a plain regular pizza. And then if anybody needs anything on it, place the ingredients. And after that final stage, it's been put in the oven for approximately 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, a big smile shows up on the customer's face.
All right.
So that was Mr. Callahan. We're gonna deliver him what is probably gonna be dinner for his family tonight. So that'll be interesting. See how that goes. Alright, so pulling into Mr. Callahan's house now. We're gonna hope that everything goes smoothly. I've never delivered to him before, so we'll see how it goes.
Wearing the dog.
Oh, you look so ferocious.
How are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
So your total is 16 now.
You guys filming something here?
Yeah, we're doing our documentary. We gotta make sure everything's all set, looks nice.
All right, there you go, sir.
Thank you.
All set. Nice day.
Of course, as always.
All right, guys, have a good one.
You too.
Take care. See ya. There we go.
No, you're not coming back. In New Hampshire, and then who knows where I'll go after that. I'm open to like anything. I don't know.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're filming our documentary right now.
Oh. Hi, Christian.
As a final thought, it was a pleasure getting involved with this documentary when first I was being approached with the idea if I want to be involved with something like that. And to be honest, it's a pleasure to interact with young people, especially the ones that they want to get somewhere in life, which is a good thing. And that's why I did it. And plus, since it's going to be for high school, it's for a local community. So it was a really pleasure doing that.
So other than this sweeping and mopping, you have seen all of my job.
Don't come out with the knife.
Huh?
Don't come out with the knife.
Tyler, like
Jimmy
hitting
Tyler. Jimmy hitting Tyler.
It's just like, hey, idiot.
No.
Stinky.
No.
So Chris and Linda, the Politsopoulos, are phenomenal. They've always been so nice to me, and I really appreciate it. They've taken really good care of me, and you know, I really can't say enough about them. They've been super supportive of everything that I've been doing, from working to applying for schools and all that good stuff. Alright, then I'm good.
You know what you're doing? Alright.
I always know what I'm doing.
Alright.
My favorite part. I don't know, I get to meet and see a lot of interesting people, and that definitely makes my job pretty fun. But at the same time, like, I'm working with people that I know, which is always good. A lot of my friends will come through, and that's always fun to see them. I just really, other than like cleaning up after, like sweeping and mopping the floor and folding boxes, which I have cut my hand open doing more than once, unfortunately. Like, there's really nothing bad about my job.
I was really happy doing it. Thank you. And make sure you come for a slice. Perfect. I was really happy doing it. Thank you. And make sure you come for a slice. Perfect.
Okay, the last category we have is the shorts. Before we start, I did want to just mention that on the table as you walked in, we have two film festivals. One of them is a 100-second film festival, and the other is a film sprint, also related to the 100-second film festival. But the idea here is that we at Easton Community Access Television want to foster short films in particular, because we think it's an incredible way for people to express themselves, and it's something that we've found really transcends boundaries of geography. The 100-second Film Festival is an international film festival, started here in Easton, and we would love for some of you to consider getting involved. The deadline for submissions is September 1st, and the premiere will be in this building, hopefully upstairs, on October 27th. And if you have any questions, you can see me. The one thing I wanted to say about these films, these shorts, is that they all are exceptional. But additionally, they have a common sort of dark theme to them. So I do want to prepare the audience for that as we kind of watch these. But I suppose as a parent now, I can see that this is a very healthy way of sort of expressing oneself. And these are incredible films, as I said. So the first film is Inversion. That's from Christian Kalsick in Foxborough. I think the one item that was a common thread from the judges was the editing style and the pacing were very unique to this film from all the submissions that we got. So let's check out Inversion then.
In the Texas heat. And in the middle of that remarkable that this is new. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm always rare. Stepped out before the cameras and responded to Cindy Sheehan. Cindy Sheehan.
You know, listen, I sympathize with Mrs. Sheehan. She feels strongly about her.
Where am I? Where am I?
Excellent. All right. Second place in the shorts category is Entrapment from Jocelyn Medeiros, Caitlin Corliss, and Gwen Rodriguez from Taunton. This was a well-acted film with an attention to lighting and a captivating story that draws the viewer in from the start. It was also noted that the music and image worked exceptionally well together in this piece. So let's check out Entrapment.
Hey, Liv. Hey. Did you study for that math exam? Did you? No. Oh my god, did you see Kenzie's post last night?
Yeah, she's ridiculous. It's ever since she got in that relationship.
Oh my god, can you imagine what her mom would think
Oh my
if she saw
god,
that?
I know.
Okay, creep. Hey, are you okay? You haven't really talked much since this morning.
Yeah. I just can't stop thinking about that guy that passed us earlier.
Why, do you know him?
I don't know. I think I've seen him around.
Yeah, I think I might have seen him around too. I just don't remember where.
Yeah, it just gives me a weird feeling. Like, I know I've seen him somewhere. And every time I do, he, like, is watching my every move.
Yeah. A creep like that, I bet he's Kenzie's boyfriend.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, anyway, so this morning, Amanda told me that Adam would not send his dad out for lunch. Like, are you kidding me? He read. Hey, Liv, snap out of it. Just stop thinking about the creepy guy. If he is Kenzie's boyfriend, he's been arrested before.
Thanks, Alex.
So, your dad told me he saw you move your hand the other day. It's been a month now, Olivia. You can wake up. You don't even have to worry about that creep anymore. He was Kenzie's boyfriend. He's been arrested. Word on the street is it was a hit and run. I'll be back tomorrow. See ya. our birthday today. I couldn't picture my birthday spent without you. Olivia, please wake up. Please, Olivia. You can't give up on me now. I need my best friend back.
All right, and our number one award winner short film in the shorts category is Alarming, from Jocelyn Medeiros, Kayla Phillips, Caitlin Corliss, and Gwen Rodriguez from Taunton. This one has just an incredible cinematography and some of the most excellent lighting and color I've seen in a student film in a long, long time. It adds to a mysterious quality that builds up the tension in the film to its ultimate conclusion. So let's take a peek at Alarming.
Left this outside. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm Annie, by the way. I live next door. Oh, Steph. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I love your necklace. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you. Hi. I just wanted to see how you were doing, and I brought you some tea. It's what I had. Oh, thank you so much. I just ran out of my last box. Oh, wow. Would you like to come in and have a cup of tea? Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. This is so nice. I don't usually get to know my neighbors. Why is that? They don't usually stick around too much. It's a shame. It's a beautiful, quiet place. It's perfect. Hi. I figured you probably didn't have a lot of food yet, so I made you some fun cupcakes. Oh, thank you. That's so thoughtful. You're welcome. Thanks. Bye. Bye.
It's just these dreams I'm having. They're not dreams. They feel so real.
Well, that girl is the only person you've met in this town so far, so that's probably why she's the only one in your dreams.
She's just a little odd.
She gives you housewarming gifts. Do you think it's odd that she's being nice to you?
She comes to my house every day with something different. You don't think that's a little creepy?
No, she's just being nice. Being nice, being nice, being nice.
Hey, Sam, I think this girl's been in my house. I saw her with my necklace on, and I don't know what to do, but I know they're not dreams anymore. She's definitely been here.
Oh, come on, Steph. What are you gonna do? Go in her house and find out what she's been hiding?
so that wraps up the ceremony. I'd like you to maybe give yourselves a round of applause, all the filmmakers. It was great. I'd also like to thank the teachers and the parents for helping to support this project. If anyone's interested in joining the team to help build for next year, come up to us and let us know or shoot us an email. We want to build on this. So thank you again for coming out tonight.